Well, labeling standards. It's certainly been a hot topic in the dairy industry for several years already, and the muddled issue, well, it's moving past plant-based products into lab-based items. Well, there are a lot of products on the market, and the government's labeling standards can be confusing for both consumers and producers. We're talking once again with Alan Bjerga with the National Milk Producers Federation. Alan, I tell you what, this story just keeps on going, doesn't it?
It does, and it's important that we remain vigilant and be sure that we keep standing up for integrity in the marketplace. We've spoken many times about labeling of plant-based beverages that use dairy terms creates confusion in the marketplace in terms of their nutritional content with cues that they're sending consumers. We're now seeing the rise of lab-based products, and I put big scare quotes around lab-based products in terms of dairy, because what they're really doing is they're replicating, say, a single dairy protein and using it as an ingredient in something else. These are processes that are not the process of an animal that has been developed over generations and millennia. We don't fully understand what these products actually do in terms of some of the micronutrients and interactions that actually give you a dairy experience. So there's a lot of buyer beware going on here. You'll see people talking about a product, trying to pass it off as something that can be dairy without the cow. But when you get right down to it, dairy is an animal product. The cow is essential to the process. And we need to be sure that this is clear in the marketplace as these products go forward, so that you don't see some of the repeat of the shenanigans we've seen with the plant-based industry, trying to, again, create that false equivalence in the marketplace that in the end is damaging to consumers.
What should consumers maybe be thinking about when they may see these products on the grocery shelves?
Well, first, they should be thinking about why the heck they're spending so much extra money for something that isn't really dairy. I mean, this stuff is cost prohibitive at the current time. But as prices go down, if you see an economy of scale, which even that is somewhat questionable, you really have to think about some of these marketing claims. A lot of the pushes is that this is allegedly a more sustainable product, but what are the emissions involved in this lab process? What is the difference in terms of how is this one creation done versus something that we know is tried and true, again, over generations? And of course, you have to be thinking about the farmers. Farmers know what they're doing. Farmers have been creating a high quality, sustainable product for a very, very long time. I think if you're making a bet between the American farmer and the venture capitalist who is throwing good money after bad, trying to see what will allow the best opportunity to cash out with a win, I think we need to go with the farmer.
Alan, are these lab-based products that are trying to mimic the dairy industry, are they on the market yet?
You do see some. You'll see these sort of test releases of a frozen dairy dessert. You see a lot of money going into a lot of products, but you're not seeing that sort of commercial scale. Again, that's why it's important to get a handle on this issue before it establishes this foothold in the marketplace. As we have seen with the plant-based issue, once you get those dairy terms in the aisle, it is really hard to get them off. And frankly, a lot of what we do is simply consumer information. We still have our petition before the Food and Drug Administration. The Food and Drug Administration is still talking about some sort of guidance on this issue. But now we have another one on the horizon, and it's really the responsibility of NMPF as an organization, and really farmers in the dairy industry as a whole, to make sure that consumers know this is a concern, to know that we are fighting for their integrity in the marketplace, and that we want to make sure that this is a better labeling environment for everyone.
All right, Alan, as always, thanks for your insight today. That's Alan Bjerga. He's with the National Milk Producers Federation, connecting with us today out of Washington.